Welcome back to the Todd Impact Show, the podcast dedicated to lighting you up with inspiration, motivating you to be better in all areas of your life, and igniting action inside of you so that you can ultimately create more impact in this world that so desperately needs you. On every Impact Show, we dive into mindset, health set, leadership, and something personal so that I can coach you to be the very best version of yourself. With that, it's time to dive into today's Impact Show episode. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome back to the 2025 edition of the Todd Impact Show podcast. Yes, 2025 is in full effect. And as we mentioned last week on the first podcast of the year, we have a bit of some tweaks and changes and edits to the podcast this year to make it even better. Who's fired up? Anyone excited as I am for the 2025 edition of the Impact Show? Good. Me too. Don't worry. We're still going to be motivating and inspiring you to the 10th degree and firing you up in all areas of your life and then some. Yes, we'll still be doing interviews. Yes, we will still be doing spitting fires. And actually, you're going to be getting a little bit more of that in all of our episodes. With the new format, there are 4 quarters. Can I hear you? 4 quarters. 4, if you will. They may appear in no particular order every week, but these 4 sections are this. Number 1, mindset. It could be a thought of the day, a quote, or even a story. Someone or something that is motivating or inspiring me and I find valuable to share with you so that you get even more fired up in your life. So mindset number 1, health set. This is number 2. This will be on anything, health, fitness, or even performance. It could be nutrition, or it could be fitness or gym related talk. That's right. We're coming at you with some health set and fitness related talk this year. I want to get more into the trenches even deeper this year. Heck, in this section, I might even get a little crazy every now and then and talk 2 or 3 different topics. That's right, health set. Bottom line is this. I love coaching and I want to do even more of it. And this podcast is going to allow me to coach you even more so. And heck, coaching greatness is my theme of 2025. And can it be that I'm celebrating 25 years in the brick and mortar fitness business this year? Yes, that is truth. Wow. So we will be talking shop in 2025 on the health set aspect. The other one here is going to be all about personal shares. And again, I said this could be in any order. I might start with a personal share or I might end with a personal share, but this could be something that's on my mind. It could be anything from family to relationships to sport. It could be an injury that I'm dealing with or somehow giving you tips on ways to overcome it. This could be faith-based. It might be more like a soul fuel or a soul set. But this could also be something on just personally what is pulling at me that I want to share with you that I think can make you a better man or woman as well. So that's going to be the personal. And then leadership. This is the 4th pillar is leadership. And leadership is, man, in 25 plus years of doing business, something I've learned business-wise that's applicable today. It could be a decision that I'm facing professionally or personally, or a lesson that I'd like to share with you that I believe can help you in your walk as well. It could be financial lessons. It could be something big as it relates to your business or your career. And I hope that fires you up, because in the deeper coaching that I do with my mastermind levels, we go deep on leadership side, but I do want to help you in the podcast community when it comes to your own entrepreneurial walks, leadership wise, a leader of one, a leader of many. If you can't lead one, you can't lead any. Here's the bottom line with those 4 quarters. All of them involve coaching. Every section involves coaching, and that to me is what fires me up, because I can coach you even more. Again, my theme for 25 is coaching greatness. I intend to do that at every level, and my coaching could be a question I pose to you of what you're going to take action on. How does this apply to your life, to your business, to your family, your kids? It could be a thought. And it could be a question that comes in from you that I answer. So please, I want to hear from you in 2025. If you ask me a question I would love the opportunity to use that on the Impact Show podcast so it could serve even more people as well. So please fire away and share with me your questions on any of those topics, whether it be leadership, mindset, health set, or something personal that you're dealing with. Of course, I always protect your privacy as well. But ultimately, coaching is a mindset. And if there's anything that I absolutely love, it's getting people's minds right. Get your mind right, get your mind right, get your mind right. This gives us 4 quarters in all of our episodes. Yeah, you get 4 for 1. Mindset, health set, leadership, and let's get personal. Not sure about you, but this certainly fires me up, and I hope it fires you up as well. And while some sections might be really short, like 2 minutes long, other sections might be a little bit longer, 10 minutes. All in all, I want to be able to help you listen, or if you watch on YouTube, we put all of our podcast episodes on YouTube. The Impact Show is committed to getting you even more fired up than ever before, more inspired than ever before. And with that being said, the 2025 edition of the Impact Show, episode number 1, if you will. I mean, episode 409 starts right now. I am so fired up, my friends, for the brand new addition to the Impact Nutrition supplement line. Yeah, we've already had protein, but guess what? We now have the world's best flavored protein you will ever try in your life. It's called Cinnamon Bun. Not Cinnabon, not the thing you find in the mall, the Cinnamon Bun protein. I'm telling you right now, when you try the Impact Nutrition Whey Premium Protein Cinnamon Bun flavor, you're going to call me 5 times and say, TD, thank you for the recommendation. This is the best protein I've ever had, because I feel the same exact way, and I've had a lot of protein in my life. Trust me on that one, more than most. So give it a shot. Guaranteed to absolutely rock your world. And it's not just available over the holidays. It's available whenever you want. That's right. It's called Cinnamon Bun Protein by your Impact Nutrition line. Give it a shot today. Section number 1, mindset. Can you think of a better place to start than mindset? This section right here is designed to get your mind right. Each and every week, getting your mind right is absolutely imperative. Heck, each and every day is imperative. So today, here's what I want you to contemplate, meditate, pray on when you think about mindset. Get your mind right. Here's the quote of the day, and let me know how it applies to you. God gives us dreams a size too big so that we can grow into them. God gives us dreams a size too big so we can grow into them. My friends, early here in 25, I want to talk about dreams. Dreams. Why dreams? Because right now we dream in big. We dream into all the things that we can accomplish and achieve in 2025. And I don't want that dream to stop. Matter of fact, I want this ceiling to be thrown fertilizer and water daily so that we can manifest and amplify our dreams here in 25. Now, there's a certain few things that we need to do to make sure that these dreams come true, because have you ever been in a spot where you're working on your annual strategic plan, you're writing, you're dreaming, you're like, man, this is great. But then you go back to the norm. You just sink back to where you've been and you forget what the dream is all about. And you're like, man, is that me? I don't know how I could ever do that. And you get that stinking thinking robbing you of what really those dreams are. Because if you can think it, you can do it. If there's a seed that's been planted by God into you, then you can potentiate and manifest with great trust that you can make that happen. So today, when it comes to dreams, I want you to do a few things. Number 1, you got to visualize them ongoing. We must visualize our dreams ongoing. The second thing, and most of you have done this, is write your dreams down. It's mandatory that you write your dreams down. You can't just think it, you got to write it. You're more than twice as likely to make it happen if you actually write them down. 3, once you write it down, I want you to print it out. Yeah, print it out. Once you write it down on paper, your dreams, as scary as they may be, as big as they may seem, that's why we call it God-sized dreams. God-sized dreams, the God-sized dreams planner, the God-sized dreams. It's a dream that's so big that you don't even know how you're going to manifest. You have no idea. But all of a sudden, when you start doing these things, you're going to get a lot closer to actually making sure they come true. And by printing them out, that allows us to do the next thing. Read it out loud daily. Read it daily. Whether it's in your home office, your business office, when you put this dream on paper and you read it and you start to believe it, it gets imprinted in your brain, in your mind of what can happen, what you're actually creating, so you don't forget why the heck you do what you do. So number 4 is you read it out loud daily. And then number 5 is you speak it into life. You speak it into life. This is where you start talking to others about your crazy dreams. Oh man, he's a crazy dude. Oh, she's crazy. Her and her dreams. Yup. Because everyone great person used to get laughed at. Every great person used to get laughed. These people who you know now by name, they used to get laughed at. And guess what? If they're laughing at you today, or like, man, how's he going to do that? How's she going to do that? You don't always know the answer, my friend. But when you think it, you write it down, you speak it into life, all of a sudden, don't worry if they're laughing, because someday they're going to be joining that mission and that movement to do whatever that you say you want to do, because that's imparted from above. And lastly, number 6 is make sure you take action on your dream daily. Number 6 is take action on those dreams daily. So I don't want you to forget here in January of 25 what your dreams are. God gives us dreams a size too big so we can grow into them. I think back, on your dreams right now, what you wrote down a few weeks ago. I wrote down, man, like my professional dreams, impact 10 million people in 25. Coaching Greatness book coming out March 21st is read by every trainer and coach in America. Our coaching programs are experienced by even more people, and our live events are sold out, each and every one of them. We have 25 Impact X Performance Centers in 2025 around the country. I meet 10 people who I've never met before that are playing on a completely different level. My friends, when you think about some of those dreams, I don't know how they're all going to come true, other than I'm just speaking them into existence right now. And through hard work and rolling up the sleeves and getting dirty and believing that that's going to happen and putting great things out into the universe, I do believe that is more likely to happen when that mind is right. Get your mind right, get your mind right, get your mind right. And then don't forget your personal dreams, please. The circle of life is way bigger than the circle of business. Thank you, Wayne Cotton. That circle of life is, man, how is your business or businesses fueling your life? Your career, how is your career fueling your life? I know one of the goals I put down after talking to my great friend, the greatest coach I know is Kelly Watson. And she shared, Todd, you need to come over to Scotland for the writers workshop we're having this fall. I said, I'd love to, but if I'm going to do that, I'm going to need to get to Ireland too, because it's on the bucket list. So, and your personal dreams and goals, what are that? What's that dream? And I put down, that trip to Ireland and Scotland in 25. These are God-sized dreams. These are big dreams, but know this: God gives us dreams a size too big so we can step and grow into them. My friends, that is the mindset section for today. And remember, your quote of the day is God gives us dreams a size too big so we can grow into them. All right. Hey, section number 2. I love this right here. Loving the new format. I hope you are as well. We're talking HEALTHSET. And HEALTHSET, anything when it comes to fitness, performance, nutrition, could be a myriad of things. But here's what's on my mind today as I drop the Impact Show podcast is, first off, how the heck you doing with those New Year's resolutions y'all set? Woo! Anyone still remember what those resolutions were? Good. I thought so. Hopefully, yes, because you wrote them down and you're making them all happen. When you think about your big health and fitness goals that you set in 2025, we want to make sure that this is not a 2 or 3 week resolution, but this is an ongoing habit that becomes part of your life. So regardless of what your resolutions are, what's on my mind today is here are some must-dos when it comes to your health set. Your health set. Number 1 is discipline. The discipline to do what you need to do, not what you feel like doing. What do you need to do? Let's make our decisions based on what we need to do, not what we feel like doing. Too many people these days do what you feel like doing, and then 6 months later, you're like, man, I'm not where I want to be. Let's get done what needs to get done, not that what you want to get done. Do what needs to get done. Whatever that is, that's called discipline. The second aspect of HEALTHSET is do it early and do it often. do it early and do it often. Get your mind right. It's the only way to get it in, is early and often. What I've been doing personally is getting up these last few months in Q4 of 24 and here in early 25 is getting up earlier than normal. I usually don't like seeing fours on the alarm clock, but I've been just getting up in the fours and getting it in early the last few months. And I like to write first thing as well in the morning, journaling, gratitude. I've been writing my Coaching Greatness book, and then I've been working out. So I get forward at about 7 a.m. of writing, and then I work out, a little walk and workout, and then I start my work day. So there's not a right or wrong answer. But when I say start early and do it often, is the early bird gets the worm. I love before everyone else gets up of getting that quiet time, 1, 2, even 3 hours of quiet time to get your time in before it's everyone else's time, and you lose a sense of that being. Number 3, I put down here, I only lasted a few minutes. What the heck does that mean? What that means is that time matters, but so does intensity of your workouts. Listen, we're programmed to think that we have to do things for an hour. Just remember, you don't need to work out for an hour every time. You don't need to work out for every time. You can do it for 15 minutes and just get it right and get in that, I call it the mind right zone. 15 minutes or so will get you in that mind right zone. 15 to 30 minutes, great way to start your day. If you're getting in 15 to 30 minutes a day of walk, jog, run, lifting weights, that's going to really get that mindset locked in, and it's going to help you health-wise as well. 30 to 45 minutes is the get it tight zone. Get it right and get it tight. You ever hear me say that? Get it right, get it tight, and get your mind right is get it tight. 30 to 45 minutes of daily activity. What are we doing on a regular basis? And I put that 45 to 60 minutes, those longer days, maybe that's twice a week, is the all-star zone. Is you're doing a great workout multiple times a week. And these are fantastic. And I like to get in 2+ of those workouts a week in that zone, that all-star zone. What does that mean? Every day, I've been priding myself on doing something every day. It might only be 15 minutes. It might be 30 minutes, or it might be 45 minutes. Every now and then, slip into that MVP zone. Anyone else want to be that MVP? Yeah, that MVP zone is like 60+ minutes of any type of workout that's going to put you under the duress of some physical strain and getting after it for a little bit longer than normal. And 1 or 2 of these a week is plenty. So if you get in, let's say, 1 MVP workout, you get in 1 or 2 all-star workouts, and then you get some get it right, get it tight workouts in. Next thing you know, you're working out 5-6 days a week. Maybe even you're moving a 7th day, doing some flexibility, mobility, some yoga type work. I think is really, really important. Help you get to where you want to go. When it comes to writing, like HEALTHSET, I shared early in the morning, I've been writing in my Coaching Greatness book. I share one of the lessons I share, and I'll share it with you early on. A little preview here is from, I look back and I'm writing on monitoring volume, frequency, intensity in a program. And sometimes I think back to, the days, I share this in the book, training some of the NFL elites, the LaDainian Tomlinsons and Drew Breeses and the Sproulses and some of the guys that are playing now. But sometimes I actually think, man, I was on the border sometimes of overtraining them. Now, I was a little before my time in the sense of I was always a big believer in body work and recovery, and maybe that prevented some of that because the guys got great results. But have you ever thought about that fine line that exists between overtraining and undertraining? I mean, great coaches that design programs, you do it just enough so that you can challenge the body, but the body can recover in the optimal times. So I value my 15-minute walk and body weight calisthenics workouts as much sometimes as my 45 minutes of strength, and then finish with alarm farm is always good for the body as well. So that's number 3 of HEALTHSET. Again, I have a couple more down here, 2 more on HEALTHSET takes. It's early 25. I have the question down here for y'all is BFR. blood flow restriction. Has anyone used it yet? Several of you probably have heard me talk about it. I do believe we're on the brink of a breakthrough. I started using my BFRs during my horrible back episode in 2021. And when I say it saved my life, I say that because I wasn't able to work out for months because of my back was in such bad shape. And when I was able to start using the BFRs, because I could only use body weight when I started doing stuff, it gave me that pump that I was yearning for. And it gave me the hormonal shift and change that I needed to get my mind right. And I very much turn to, man, I just want to work out to get my mind right. I don't even care what I look like. I just want to get my mind right, literally. To the point even today, several years later, and thank God, knock on wood, I haven't had that surgery that someday I'll need, but not anytime soon, hopefully. Now I use them 2-3 days a week, 10, 15, or 20 minutes. You can't really go much longer than that with them on anyway. And all I could tell you is try them. Regardless of your age, try some BFRs. I use the B3 Science BFR bands, blood flow restriction bands. Full transparency, I am now involved and sponsored by B3 Sciences, but there's a reason for that. It's because I believe in them. I believe in BFR. I've always been a believer in it, but I had never used them until a few years ago. And try them. And if you don't like them, then send them back. But if there's ever a time to double down on your own health, it's now, 2025. We don't want to wait. We want to be able to do everything we possibly can to amplify our own physical conditioning and health. And I want to entrust that I'm in the trenches with you doing those things. And Dr. Mike DeBoard, who is the founder of B3 Science, is a friend of mine. He's also the foremost expert in the field of blood flow restriction. Go to their site and see some of the things he's putting out on a research basis now and what BFR can do and help you. Because when you look at even 10, 15, 20 minutes of training and how you can change your hormonal response to exercise much faster and more rapid without having as much joint damage, you'll see that BFR is a great way to train. You could also, if you're like, man, how do I find that? I have it on my Instagram. On Instagram, for those of you probably know what the link tree is. There's a link there. You can go check that out, or just go to b3sciences.com. And I just believe in it. And it's because it helped me tremendously when I was in pain. And now when you don't have all the time of the day to work out, even if you got 15, 30 minutes, you can use the BFRs as part of your workout. So might be something that you want to try here early 2025. And again, if it's not for you, then send them back. But I do believe that the only way to experience it is to experience it and see what you think. The other one too, and I am not sponsored. I have nothing associated with this. Is I just ordered the Aura Ring. Who uses an Aura Ring? And essentially, is I've been trying the last couple of months to really improve my sleep. And as you know, I've shared my story in True Strength back in 2021 when I shared what I went through in 2021 with my sleep and everything that I was battling with that. But essentially, the Aura Ring is a tracker. And with that tracker, you can see where you're sleeping, how you're sleeping. And I just know this from not having slept much in 2021 and 2, meaning I got diagnosed with sleep apnea. Which again, I keep saying is going to be a separate episode of sleep apnea. Long story long, I'm really tracking my sleep now and committed to doing everything I can to get the required sleep my body needs for the demands I put it under. And the Aura Ring is one of the many trackers on the market. Again, I have no affiliation with them. Many of you probably wear an Aura Ring now or another tracker for your sleep. But I'm excited to start tracking my sleep even more than my machine I'll use for my CPAP for the sleep apnea. So there you have it when it comes to HEALTHSET as well, right? That's something. And then lastly, and this is more of the personal side of sleep, is I'm going to challenge you all in 2025 when I talk about coaching is on any of these HEALTHSET aspects. What are you going to do to make sure that you can operate as your best self. So if it's fitness, if it's nutrition, if it's sleep, make the commitment today as you listen in to the Impact Show to do what you got to do to make sure that your whole entire health set can be elevated at a whole different level. So that being said, there you have it. This is all health set, and get your health amped up, because he or she who has their health has 1,000 dreams. He or she who does not has one. Get your health right. Yoo-hoo! Yeah, me again. Ha-ha. Quarter number 3, coming out of halftime with my hair on fire, my ears pinned back, baby. I hope you're on fire as well, and you're enjoying the new pillars of the show here with our 4 quarters of the Impact Show podcast. Matter of fact, I'm going into the personal third, and then I'm going to end up with leadership. Why personal third? Because I was just talking health set, and my personal deals with health. And one of the things I've been committed to doing on that. So I'm in the middle right now of this fast. And it's kind of crazy because the longest I've ever fasted before is 5 days. And that 5 days was a modification, and it didn't include just water. When I was doing my 5-day fast, it was juices and some fruits and vegetables in that fast. So, but right now I'm in the middle of a 5-day fast, and I'm going to make this quick because I don't want to go deep into it yet, but I will go through more of it in a few weeks, because I'm doing a 21-day fast right now with Pastor Miles McPherson and the Rock Church. And the church is doing it. I've heard of it for years now, but I've never done anything so intense. And you can fast whatever you want, but I decided to go all in, and I'm fasting food. So if I pass out on this podcast episode, this will be a first, because you're like, man, TD's energy. What happened, TD? Don't worry, my friends. Don't worry. But I'm in the middle of a fast, and I had to share that because I didn't want to make it a big thing, because the first week was all broth and vegetables. The second week, which I'm now entering as this drops, is no food. It's water. And there's a lot of reasons why. So before you're like, oh man, TD, we're going to lose you here. Don't worry, I'll be back. And the third week, again, that third week is broth and vegetables. So as this drops here, going into the no food zone here, it's going to be very interesting, but it's hard. And I'm only a few days in as I record this, and it's really hard. As a matter of fact, I'm finishing the first week, and I told Melanie it's kind of like the man flu. You know how men just like we're such babies when it comes to the flu and being sick compared to a lot of our lady counterparts. And I'm like, man, this is like a man fast. Like after the first day, I was like, oh my God, Melanie, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm like, she's like, suck it up. You're a day in. Like you can afford to miss a few days. So I'm like, thanks, hon. I really appreciate that. So you're probably thinking, well, why the heck are you doing a 21-day fast? And I share this because it is personal, but I share this on episode 1 and 2 of the Impact Show, which was 409 episodes ago. I always share that I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be open with you. I'm going to be honest with you. And I've done that through my reinvention series, which was episodes 301 through 306, I think it was. And through all my back pain, I've always been just totally open with you. I'm doing this fast for more spiritual reasons, not because I want to lose 20 pounds or, I want to draw closer to God and make sure I'm tapped into the whispers I talk about. And it's a crazy experience thus far, because when you yearn for food and you don't have it, the point here is what I'm asking for is more clarity on my dreams. And I shared what those dreams were, is because I shared earlier on about dreams, and God gives us dreams a size too big so we can grow into them. Well, when you don't have your normal comforts like food, and you rely solely on God to help you get to where you think you want to go, so you could be a steward of his service and love, it's an interesting process. And again, I'll report back when it's all done But the crazy thing is this podcast is dropping. I'm just in my second week, which means I'm on no food. Fortunately, I've got my next week's, which is going to be Jeff Fenster, which is just an incredible episode that you're gonna want to hear Jeff Fenster's next week. So don't worry, you're gonna be like, oh my God, Todd's gonna be dead next week. Nope, I've already recorded that one that you're getting. You wouldn't want me on the week coming off of zero food at all. But I guess I share that with you for two reasons. Number one, just so you know where I'm at. But two, is there anything in your life that you could fast? It doesn't need to be food, by the way. It could be anything. It could be TV. It could be social media. It could be for one day. It could be for, every weekend. It could be the amount of TV or screen time that you get. It could be a relationship that you need to get rid of. You could fast someone on that. It could be pornography. It could be anything that could be holding you back as a deterrent, a habit that you have relied on and you want to get rid of. Or it could be something just to prove of your relationship. It could be a certain food like sugar. It could be coffee. There's no set time that it has to be on January 1st that you're starting a fast or a commitment for 5 days, 10 days, 21 days, 40 days, the year, whatever it is. But I ask you that question just as you consider your own habits and vices. What could you potentially fast for the next week or two that can make you even a better person, or whether you want to strengthen your relationship with God, or you just want to do it for physical reasons or mental reasons? You choose what that is, but I'll report back in a few weeks from now on the results of the fast and what I've learned, because I've never done a 21-day fast before. And it's a really interesting process as I'm coming to the tail end here of week one with still 2 weeks to go. So stay tuned for that. But let me tell you, when it comes to personal, I couldn't think of anything more important to share this week than I'm fasting, baby. What do you got in you? Last but not least, by any means, we are in the fourth quarter. Y'all know I love 4. Put those hands up. Number 4, as you're jogging around the neighborhood, get those hands up and dominate the fourth quarter, because we are going to dominate this year, my friends. That's what this podcast is all about, 2025, and do what we got to do to get the daily juice here at the Impact Show. What I want to cover in this section is all on leadership. And as we move forward, some of the leadership could be personal leadership. Some could be more career or executive leadership. But here's the questions I have for you to think about. I'm going to do some coaching now, so hang with me, regardless of what your role is. What moves are you making in your business? What are you doing with your team to put them in a position to succeed? When you think about your team right now, are they succeeding? What are you doing to help them on that? And ultimately, what are you doing for your organization to help it succeed professionally as well? Likewise, I ask the question to you is this: are you playing scared anywhere? Are you playing scared where it's robbing you of you being the best leader you can possibly be? See, I think it's okay to have some fear in you. I think it's okay to be a little scared. I actually think as long as that fear or that scaredness is actually propelling you into taking action to help you, then good. But if it's paralyzing you, then that's not good. We want to deal with it. And I asked you the question here on the leadership side, because great leaders do the things they have to do, not what they always want to do, is what move has to be made if you want to accomplish what you say you want to accomplish? What move has to be made to get to another level that you're willing to do if you say you want to do it? Now, only you can make those decisions, but I can guarantee you there's probably a move that needs to be made in order for you to ladder up and step up into that next level of your business, your entrepreneurial pursuits. But what is it? And here is how you get it done and execute it. Number one is, out of those questions I just asked, write it down. The answer that I just asked you the question to, write the answer down. And that was the purpose of you doing that annual strategic plan. And for seems like November, December, I was on y'all's tails to write down your annual strategic plan. If by chance you didn't do that yet, then pick up your annual strategic plan. It's on Amazon, get it and go through it. Write your answers down. It's important. And then number two is share it. Share it with a loved one, share it with a mentor or your life coach if you have one. And then 3 is pull the trigger and stop playing scared. Don't play scared. It's okay again to have some fear in you, but allow that to be fuel so that you can be fueled to take action on the things that you know you need to do. Right? So this is an important step, because what I don't want to see happen is that you're the same organization at the end of 2025 as you are today at the beginning of 2025. It's going to require some execution on your desires, your intentions, your will, your intellect. It's going to require you to step into another version of you as a leader. For example, right now at TDE, Todd Enterprises. And under TDE, we've got multiple businesses like ImpactX Performance is our brick and mortar fitness and coaching franchise, right? And this is a really important aspect of things we're doing at TDE right now. We have all of our coaching programs under TDE. But at TDE, it's an example. Right now, we're hiring a marketing assistant. I've got my man Chase, but he's so busy, we need an assistant. And we're creating so much content right now that's it's overwhelming to one. So we're getting another one so we can get this all out to help you guys become even more successful. And this way he can help oversee some of that so we can get that out. And he doesn't have to get into all the weeds of that. And neither do I have to get into all of the weeds of everything. But here's where most people get stuck. Now, hang with me. Tell me, I want to hear from you if this is true. You start thinking to yourself, man, how do I afford that position? How do I afford that part-time position? It's going to cost me $1,500 a month or $2,500 a month or $5,000 a month or $75 a month. And the answer is, if they're good, they're going to bring in 2 to 3x their salary or stipend. If they're good, they're going to bring in 2 to 3x their stipend or their salary. You could say, hey, they get paid $25 an hour. Good, then they should be bringing in $75 an hour because of the work that they do, or be freeing up your time so you can focus on your task that you're making $250 or $500 an hour, or whatever your $100 an hour, whatever your hourly fee is, if you look at it like that. Or you should see an uptick within 3 to 6 months from what they are creating. And if they're not, then they're not the right fit, or you got to get rid of them. Like, who do you need to hire? Figure it out. Marie Forleo, fellow Jerseyite, had to do my little blessing here. She says, everything is figure outable. Love that word that she made up. Everything is figure outable. And when I read Marie's book called Everything is Figure Outable, it is. And it's not always easy, but you got to figure it out, and you got to pull the trigger, ready, fire, aim, fire away, and make sure that you figure it out, because the only way for you to grow is going to be growing your team. And I'll talk more about that in a moment, but that's part of the entrepreneurial pursuit, is making sure that you can help scale your team as well. Another aspect, I'm working on making our coaching programs even stronger right now. We want to attract even more great people who want to be helped in their entrepreneurial and their personal growth pursuits. So I hired a community director just a couple weeks ago to work within our community. She comes from within the community. Why? Because at Fitness Quest 10, at ImpactX Performance, and TDE, I've always loved to hire from within. I love hiring from within because they already know our culture. That's why I was like, hey, if you're looking for a job, then get involved some way so we can find out who the heck you are and you can get our culture down. But we just hired a community director within our community to help drive even deeper and more fruitful connections and value. Why? Because it's all about your network. Your network is your net worth. How many times have you heard me say that? Your network is your net worth. So for me, I want to double down on our community, because if you ever step foot into one of our retreats, Montana retreat, Impact Summit, one of our smaller retreats, you're like, man, this community is it's different. It's really, really strong, and there's great people involved. Well, we're going to make it even better in 2025. But for you, what are you looking to do with your business, with your career? How do you get better? What moves can you make? That's why we sat down. That's why I sat down for 20 hours over 2 months and worked on my ASP, my annual strategic plan. And I'm working on a reorganization right now to deepen the bench. and give us more opportunity to 10x our messaging. I want to have this complete by around March here of 2025. And when I say deep in the bench, that's an athletic term. Have you ever heard of that? Deep in the bench. You're as good as your bench. Like, we want to get the right people on the team, get the right people on the bench, getting ready to step up into big time roles, so that as we put down and say, okay, we're going to proliferate impact, here's what we're going to do so we can deliver 10x the amount of value and impact for people. That's huge. And then lastly, like, I'll even share this at Impact X Performance. That's what I shared earlier on, our fitness and coaching franchise. It's going all around the country. We have 7 of them now. Goal is 25 in 2025. I hired a director of life coaching, if you will, to kick off our life coaching programs within Impact X Performance. Now, you might be like, well, Todd, but that's what you do. Yes, but I can't do everything. I'm doing a lot of speaking, a lot of podcasting, a lot of coaching, but I can't do everything. And we got some really great people who've been in the community. So this allows us to grow even deeper because we can get even more vertical. Make sense? So this allows anyone within the Impact X Performance, brick and mortar, to receive a few things. They're going to be getting a certain freemium. I call it a freemium. Every month, they're going to be getting a value simply for being part of the Impact X Performance community. And that director of life coaching, Jess, our new director, can really own that department and go deeper and ultimately be better than me trying to do everything, because I can't do everything, just like you can't do everything. We've got to either hire, delegate, or eliminate, right? And that she's also going to allow us to bolster our community of people who are receiving life coaching, or what we're calling success coaching, within Impact X Performance. So I've got her running point on this, and her task is to get the program launched in a world-class way that currently doesn't exist within the brick and mortar gym or fitness space. Gyms or fitness, you may have fitness, you may even have recovery, but no one has fitness, recovery, life coaching, and the opportunity to do even more faith as well in there. So, man, I'm fired up, because when I think about all the things happening, the team is growing. When I talk about scaling the team, you're hearing this for the first time, but we just let our Impact X Performance folks know that we actually are bringing a company on to do even custom supplementation for all of our IXP members. This is based on blood work. People are like, oh, this is the next generation. No, it's not. It's the now generation. Now you got to get your blood work, whether you're working with a naturopathic doctor or someone like who we're using. Is when I talk about custom supplementation, I'm talking this allows for max results and optimization for healing and regeneration at a cellular level. I'm not talking about just getting hormone replacement. I'm talking about changing your cellular level of nutrition on that. So when you ask, well, all these changes, is it going to work? I'll tell you when I get there, because it's not being done like this inside gyms yet. There are hormone clinics, there's naturopathic doctors, like I said, there's great value to both of them, but not being done yet. So when I look at all these changes, the only way to get to those God-sized dreams, or God gives a dream a size too big to step into them, you got to step into them. It means you got to take a step. You can't have this God-sized dream and it's so far apart and you're sitting there saying, oh, come to me, come to me, come to me. No, you got to step into that next version of yourself. I'm like, hey, take that step. What's it going to be? It requires trust. It requires faith to say, I believe in this so much that I'm going to try it. What's the worst thing that happens, guys? Nothing. It doesn't work. If it doesn't work, then we'll change it. You can change. You're allowed to change. You're allowed do-overs. You can do that. You're like, man, but Todd, I don't know. That's risky. Yes, but that's what it requires for you to get to the next step. I've always believed in the good, better, best scenario. Like, maybe good is, like, in the nutrition sense, maybe good is dialing in your nutrition. Yeah, you got to do that. Dial in your nutrition. I'm just going to take that for granted. Like, you got to dial in your nutrition. That's good. Better is get supplementation. Yeah, do that. Heck, we've got our own supplementation line. Like, get the Impact Nutrition supplementation. I love it. Matter of fact, the new protein, I promise you, guaranteed I'll pay your money back if you don't love this new protein that we just got and it is so good. I thought it was just for going to be like the Thanksgiving time, because when you think about the taste of this supplement, this protein, man, it is so good that you're going to want to get it. Trust me on this one. You got to try the new cinnamon bun protein. I'm telling you, it is my absolute favorite of any brand I've ever tried. And when I say money back guaranteed, I promise you, this cinnamon bun protein is going to rock your world. So supplementation, yeah, do that. And then the best, good, better, best, the best is get your blood work done and customize supplements for you. Get customized supplementation, and they get shipped to your house every month, every 4 to 6 months. You get new blood work, and your formulation for you gets tweaked based on your results, and you get that. But that's in the nutrition standpoint. I'd say good, better, best. Doesn't matter if I'm watching film and of a athlete performance. I'm like, hey, this is good, better, best. Like, where do you fit in? The bottom line is this: you can't play afraid. You hear me? You cannot play afraid. Right? You got to make sure that you're taking the steps necessary. If there's one thing I learned, as we must keep one foot on the accelerator and the other foot on the accelerator as well. Do not have one on the accelerator and the other one on the brakes. We can't be pumping the brakes and hitting the accelerator at the same time. That's not good for the engine. That's not good for you. It's going to burn the engine out, as a matter of fact. It's going to lead to a whole lot of bad stuff that I don't understand, but I just know it's bad, and the bills are going to be big. Because you ever had to get your engine replaced? Yeah, like for yourself in the human body, that leads to exhaustion, frustration, irritability, burnout, fatigue, and the list goes on and on and on. So my question to you is, what are you going to do? What moves are you making in your business when it comes to leadership? What moves are you making and say, I'm going to lead this way? What are you doing with your team to put them in a position to succeed personally and ultimately your organization to succeed professionally? And if you're playing scared, it's okay to play scared. Just don't play scared to the point where it paralyzes you to doing the things that you should be doing, but you're playing too scared so you don't make the moves that are necessary. Use that fear as fuel, and then ask yourself, what move has to be made if you want to accomplish what you say you want to accomplish. Hey, can I ask a favor of you real quick? If you received any value out of the Impact Show podcast today, can you please do me a favor and give us a quick rating and review over on iTunes? With 2025 ratcheted up, we really want to make sure that we can double down on the number of ears that listen to the Impact Show, and your rating and review really help us continue to rise up the podcast ranks. So please give us a rating and a review on iTunes. They do matter. Your words do matter. They're like oxygen for this show. Trust me, I read all of your comments, all of your reviews. So please keep them coming, and I'll see you real soon. Back to the show. There you have it, my friends. That's it. 4 quarters of the Impact Show podcast. Can you imagine 4 quarters of that? We talked health set, we talked mindset, we talked personal, and we talked leadership. But there's coaching throughout. And that's what fires me up, that each and every week when we have these 4 quarters of the show, I'm going to have coaching throughout, because I want to coach more in this season of the show. This is my theme, coaching greatness. I want to coach you even more. And there's different layers and different levels, right? If you want more, don't worry, there's more coming of coaching. You can get into the mastermind group. You can get into our Impact X coaching. These are for non-fit pros who want coaching. If you want more one-on-one coaching, we have that as well. But we're going to be doing more and more coaching here in 2025 as we double down and amplify the ability to help you be the best version of yourself. And that's what this show is all about. It has been since episode 1, and now we're at 409. Is that even possible? Man. But hey, you got to keep reinventing yourself. You got to keep it fresh. And I want to hear from you if you love today's episode and you got a lot of value out of it with the 4 different sections of it. You may start to say, I love the mindset section, or I love the health set section, or the leadership section really spoke to me with where I'm at in my career walk these days. Or the personal section is going to be one that each and every week when I'm offering this is going to be something completely different. This is really what's on my mind. what's on my mind personally, and it's going to be a range of topics. But I'm excited about the new change, and when I'm excited about those changes, you're going to hear a lot of great content coming up. So, my friends, I thank you for joining us today. Please go spread the gospel of the Impact Show. Share the light of what's going on, and help us help others create impact in their life. Until next time, remember, train hard, eat right, live inspired, and go create impact.